made by the former president and the former vice president of Flint City Council yesterday for today at 3:15. After this conference, this press conference had been set. So I just want to start with that, and I want to be timely and thank you for coming, and thank you for the press who have came. Each of you should have received a packet so that you would see what I have been referencing from my council seat. I'm Tanya Burris, 6th Ward City Council. Again, I want to begin by saying this. On November the 11th, City Council went 346 rounds. 4 for Jonathan Jarrett, 4 for Candace Mashat. We picked up at 346 yesterday to continue up into round 411. That one was still 4-4 deadlock. 4 for Winfrey Carter, 4 for Mashat. At 7:02 p.m., quorum was broken by the former president of Flint City Council, former vice president of Flint City Council, and the former finance chair.
That is a lot.
You're a liar.
You just put it
You're a
on.
liar.
That's a lot. That is a lot. That is a lot. No, I'm sorry. She purposely bumped in the class. She did it on purpose. I saw it.
Okay, and yeah, I'm sorry, I gave it to the press. And that's how I did give it to the press. And we know we've had that bump in problem with several people before. We have had that.
No, she didn't.
Okay, so
It's a distraction on purpose. Come on, she moves.
yeah, I want to finish so we can do this because we are on a time. She did. Okay, so I want to go on to. Please in the back, the press won't be able to hear us. If Sister Arjun Muhammad could take care of Ms. Gladys and Ms. Carol McIntosh, I would greatly appreciate it, and Billy Dancer, thank you. So on November 25th, we were deadlocked again. Currently, we are at a 4-4 deadlock. What does our city charter state? What are our aims? I gave packets to everyone. This is the first time in Flint City Council history that our Flint City charter is not aligned with our council rules. Our former council rules, before it was changed on April the 4th, April 2/22, 2024, it stated, this is Rule 3.1, that the council shall have a president and a vice president, each chosen by a majority of council persons for a term which shall end on the second Monday in November. That's what it has stated. It's always been aligned with our city charter. It has been, so our city charter states under section 3-103, organization of city council. Under that, it states the president shall be elected to a term of 1 year, period. What they have added to Rule 3.1 states 3.1, this is which was voted on April 22, 2024. The city council shall have a vice president chosen by a majority of the council members elect for a term which shall end on the second Monday in November. There's now a comma, or until a successor is elected. So when that change was made, it directly conflicts with our city charter. The city charter ends and there's a period. It stops. It does not say until a successor. There's no mechanism to stop what happened at yesterday's meeting or on the 11th. What is happening is that they're breaking quorum in order to keep the positions as president, vice president, and finance chair. That's a direct violation of our charter. The charter says 12 months, not 12 months, 1 week, not 12 months, 2 days. It says 12 months, period. This mechanism that they're using is a violation. It clearly states that if you need to change the charter, here's the process. To amend the Flint City Charter, the Flint Charter Review Commission reviews the charter and makes recommendations for changes. The commission's recommendations are then put to a vote by registered voters. If the amendment passes. These changes were not put to registered voters. They were not. And with this, what is happening is that they are circumventing the Flint City Charter with a loophole to maintain those positions of president, vice president, finance chair. And that's wrong. I have asked for legal opinions for the past 3 to 4 weeks. In written form, I have not received them. I have contacted for outside independent legal. I should be receiving those by the beginning of next week. We do not have, at this point, independent attorneys who are working for the council. We do not. I'm going to step aside to let my colleagues, and I have here with me Councilwoman Jerry Withrow. She's our senior most council member, and Councilman Jonathan Jerry. I'm going to step aside. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Burns. And I'm gonna piggyback off of what Councilwoman Burns has stated here. The charter is clear, it's crystal clear. The council president and vice president must be elected to a 1-year term, and that's on the second Monday of November of every year. We've never had this issue. Additionally, like the councilwoman in the 6th Ward stated, I must highlight the critical condition, whereas, and I believe the charter was, not the charter, but our council rules were voted on in 2023 as opposed to 2024, where they changed the successor rule. And it's right here. Okay, and then it came amended. So that's when it was written and we voted in February 27th, 2023. But regardless of that,
The time is now 3:15.
regardless of that,
Please take your legacy.
Shame on you. Shame on you.
just rude. Just rude. This is
Yeah.
what we're dealing with. This is exactly what we're dealing with.
Yeah, that's just what you said was going to happen, and it happened.
Just rude. But I want to point out.
That's pitiful.
As a council member, and as a council member that is committed to making sure that
That's
we
terrible.
abide by the charter, I'm just gonna put it on the record. I will not be sick for this meeting.
Go on, Jerry. There you go.
The disrespect.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
The blatant disrespect.
Mhm.
The lies, the corruption,
on.
And this is what they're trying to cover up.
Tell it. That's right.
We need the residents to come down. Come down to the chamber. Come to a council meeting so you can see it firsthand.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's petty.
There, immature.
She called a meeting
Yep.
Right.
for today and knew that a press conference was being held. It was already scheduled.
Attorney, for you to take.
Exactly like her. Keep going. Keep going, Jerry. Keep going, Jerry.
That's right.
There is a lot that can be spoken to with regard to the way that meetings have been conducted, with the ways that as not just ourselves as council peers,
Councilwoman Shat.
Shut up, he talking.
community has.
Thank you, Accountability Board Member Billy Densler.
No pressure anytime. You're a gangster. No, she ain't met gangster yet.
It is time that we as leaders lead in a way that is respectful. But to say respectful is far below what should be the standard. The standard with which we have been operating is low.
Low. To hell low.
And for those of us that call ourselves leaders, it's time to be more than a leader by title only.
There you go.
Those of us that are leaders, to not worry about the title and just lead and do what needs to be done in our roles, be effective. Now, this is the thing, this is where we are by way of impasse. And there seemingly, there are 4 and 4 with the vote. Not seemingly, that's the reality with regard to the president's role. 4. Now, for any of us in this room that have been in any or at any tables where there was any form of negotiation, you recognize that no one side gets everything that they want.
That's right, see?
But again, real leaders and leadership understands that, and they identify ways to work between and around such that a common goal is accomplished. We can continue to do this 4-4, 4-4, 4-4, whatever, and then continue to call special meeting, continue to call special meeting and circumvent, special meeting and circumvent. The time is now, because we've seen what leadership has looked like over the past 12 months. I don't know that there's tolerance for that same type of leadership moving forward. The time is now to do different and to be different under a leadership that pulls people together, that continues to foster division. That said, I'll yield the podium and let one of my colleagues have their final remarks.
if there are any questions, what we look for is a solution. One of the solutions and the remedy is that we need to make sure the people spoke, which they're not validating the election. It was not certified. So one of the things is a remedy is asking for an election for that third ward, so we can fill that seat. It does not need to be opened up. There were 4 people. They did speak. People spoke, but they will not. The State Board of Elections has stated they will not certify that race. So where do we go from there? We need to ask and petition them to ask an earlier election. It's went all the way to the Supreme Court. That's the highest court in Michigan. So we need to ask for remedy within the next 30 days to have an election. The state election state that there's only 3 times we can have an election. That's May, August, and November. We need to have one sooner because we're going to unfortunately be at a 4-4 split. I would say most of the 4 that generally I vote with, we vote with what's right for the community. I vote for what's on the other side that's right for the community.
They vote for themselves.
I always do. If it's something going to serve the city, and that's where we should all be, and unfortunately, we are not. So if there's any questions anyone has.
I have a question. When is the law going to be enforced as far as the city attorney goes? When will the law be enforced concerning the officers? Because if you are an officer and you are being allowed to break the law, how can you hold somebody else responsible? Have those issues been addressed? And what about the insurrection that took place? Have any of those people been spoken to by police?
It has not been to date. I have personally only spoken to the detective. Nothing has been. October the 14th, when there was a conspiracy to incite a riot, no one has been charged at all.
Oh my God.
To date. There were 12 people. There's videotape stating that the council president asked them to come down here and was happy. I played the video.
And that's why
It's
she
on
should be
Instagram and
president.
Facebook. And nothing has been done today. Are there any other questions? I'll let my colleagues wrap up.
She the president and she the one keep on.
Well, this is really embarrassing because she did bump into Gladys. I was standing here and saw.
That's what she
I was
do. She talk people and
That's
antagonize
not the
people
first
and it's being
time.
alone. And look at you.
So, wrap up. I'm gonna turn over to Councilwoman Whitney Carter.
That's who they want.
So like my colleagues said, we are now at a complete stalemate with a 4-4.
Good, stay on my feet. Stand up. Stand up for us, kids.
So,
We tired of this.
and I always like to say deadlock.
Stay
Good.
there.
3-3. If we cannot come to an agreement for a president,
Shut it
how
up.
are we gonna be able to appoint a third ward council person?
If they don't get what they want, they don't want to appoint nobody.
Right, so with that, the clerk, our city clerk, I would expect her to petition the state so that we can have an earlier election, so that the people of the third ward can elect their councilman. Because we're not gonna be able to agree. You already know, you can't even agree on the president.
They didn't mind letting Eric in on 90 days.
So,
They didn't care about that then when they put Mr. Mays off for 90 days.
Yeah,
We
we
know
know.
they don't care about nobody.
any questions? Councilman Jerry, do you have anything else to say?
They'd rather for you to have no representation if they can't speak.
We know that because they put Eric out 90 days.
When you
They
stealing,
voted
ain't no
Mr. Mays out.
representation.
Okay.
Do the law.
So what I need the residents, I need everyone to come down. Come to your council chamber. The council chamber is for the residents. Stand
complain if I come to council chamber?
Yes, you will. Yes,
For
you
your
will.
rights as a citizen.
And you'll be assaulted by a council person.
No, the chair.
And that's how I'm gonna end. Stand up for your rights.
Thank you.
Where is the city attorney?
So the time is now.
Okay.
And since we have. We're asking for all colleagues to please take their elected seats so we can proceed with held the victims. So they did with the insurrection of October the 14th. The police officer said David Lake refused to file a complaint charge against them for the insurrection that happened here October 14th. That's what the police officer just said. That's why I said I'm gonna vote. And since he was the only one on the list, I still didn't vote. So we can make sure that we cast $32 million.